Good evening. Thank you, Ray. They had to put these steps here for me. Poor Ray. You know, when I came today, I'm like, no one's going to be able to see me in the back. So Ray, thank you for struggling along here. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It's a really great evening to really appreciate each and every one of you and to thank you for the joint impact you're making in the Lebanon community. As many of you know, I came on board as CEO at United Way in August, and needless to say, it's been an interesting and exciting journey so far. As I was reflecting on this evening, I really wanted to think about a quote that resonated with me that I wanted to share with each and every one of you. It's a quote from Coretta Scott King, and it says, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members." This describes what I see when I look at this audience and see each and every one of your faces. I see community members, companies, board members, who all give their time and treasure and talents to support the really important work we do here in this community. I see nonprofit leaders who we have the opportunity to partner with, who are fierce advocates for the work they do and for the people that they serve. If I had a mirror, I would hold it up to show you so you could see what I see. The many parts, the sum of the many parts that it takes to truly impact all of the faces that you saw on those posters tonight and all the faces you don't get a chance to see. Behind each face looking at you is a story. We all have a story. Our stories have shaped and molded us for better or worse to be the people that we are today. Your story helps define your why. Why do you support United Way? Why do you invest in solutions to make our community stronger? Perhaps you found yourself needing support, needing a hand up. Maybe you have compassion for those in need. Maybe you've experienced trauma that you need help to heal from. Or maybe you just believe in supporting the common good. No matter what your story is, I'm so glad that your story brought you here with us tonight. As Margaret Mead once said, there's nothing more beautiful when someone goes out of their way to make life beautiful for others. And that's what I see when I look at this crowd tonight. People going out of their way to help others in our community. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm a strong advocate for children. And a lot of times people ask me why. And so I want to share a little bit about my story with you and tell you my why. My first job out of college, which many don't know, was to serve as a foster care case manager. I was happy to get a paycheck, right? You know, I'm a poor college kid, so I was super excited to have a job to begin with. But I was even more excited to have the opportunity to have an impact on children and families and have a social service thread to that as well. Super excited. My first day, I go in, go through the regular rigmarole that you do when you start a new job. And the second half of my day was supposed to be spent getting to know the kids on my caseload. I walk into my desk before the world of, computers and everything being digitized. And 22 manila folders were stacked up on my desk, and I'll remember that number, 22. That's the number of children that were assigned to me. And one by one, I opened up these folders. On the left-hand side was a picture of each child. I had kids from birth all the way up to age 18. And I looked at their photos. And on the right-hand side of that folder, I read horrific stories that I never thought could be possible. I read stories about sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect, living situations that you couldn't even imagine children to be living in. I had a chance to work alongside the children, and much, to your imagination, many of these children struggled with relationships, boundaries, behavioral issues, mental health concerns, physical health concerns. I also got to work with biological parents who had their own traumas and their own histories that they've never healed from. Many of them grew up in situations like they found themselves in with their own children. These were adults who were hopeless, that were not connected to resources in the community or connected to our society. They truly felt that their kids were better off, some of them, not living in their home. It was so impactful, and I thought, man, we got to do better than this. We've got to do better than this. I think the thing that struck me was these children, looking at their faces, getting to work with them, no matter what the right-hand side of that folder said, almost every single child wanted to go home. They wanted what they thought home was and what home was to them. They wanted to feel love, whatever that meant for them. When I think about the work I get to do at United Way, it directly relates to that experience. I thought if I ever have the chance to help make systemic changes, boy, I'm gonna take it. It was painful to read those stories and to see those children, and that was 22 of many, unfortunately. And so at United Way, we get to connect adults. We get to give them hope. We get to give them social capital. We get to give kids what they need, a great start in life and a great start in this world. That's a little bit about my why. That's why I get up every day. That's why we do the work that we do. And I'm proud to do it. I think everyone should have the opportunity to be the best version of themselves. We're all more alike than we are different. We need to continue to build a community of shared responsibilities and shared aspirations. We are on the journey to blaze a new path with a lot of hope and a lot of possibilities, but it's going to take hard work. And no one likes change. Change is hard, but it's necessary. When you think about the systemic challenges that we're facing today, there's no easy fix, so we've got to be in it for the long haul. I want to thank each and every one of you for being a change maker. You're here today because you've stepped up and realized we need your support to change this community for the better. So thank you. Because of you, children and families are developing a love for reading. They're connecting to libraries. They're earning the early literacy skills they need to be successful in life and school. Because of you, Aiden had a warm place to sleep with his siblings while his mother worked to rebuild their life. Because of you, Spanish-speaking survivors of sexual violence were able to get the services they needed to have hope and healing in a language that was most comfortable for them. Your gift supports our collective efforts to remove barriers for students so they can be successful in learning and supporting our community schools partnerships. Your gift enabled Vance, a young boy who you saw his face down there, at least I hope you did because he's adorable, who was identified with developmental delays early, but we were able to give him the therapies and support that he and his family needed so he could start kindergarten ready to learn. Your gift helped individuals of all abilities find a meaningful place in the workforce. They were able to feel pride, feel a sense of belonging, and feel that they're able to contribute to this community. Thanks to your support, teens have a safe place to go after school. They can share a meal, share activities, and be around mentors that care about them and feel that love. These are just a few of the many, many examples of the impact made through our partnerships. Partnerships are key to the success of our future work. We work hard to find the synergies within the work we do and align partners to maximize the impact we can make with our limited resources. We can do more together than we do alone. We will continue to find ways to do more together in the future. Without your support and generosity, none of this is possible. Please accept my heartfelt thanks on behalf of my team, our board of directors, and every single face you looked at on those posters tonight, and all the faces you didn't get to see. I want you to think of those images and realize that the gift that you make, no matter what that looks like, it changes someone's story every day for the better. I want to encourage and inspire you to use your story and your passion to contribute to this work. I want to take a minute just to thank our program partners. So these are partners that help us do the work that we do at United Way. And so if there are any of you in the room, I would ask